Hey guys, Gordon here again with Guardians of Freedom. Just want to do one more quick video for the night. It's been a video day. This is, I think, the fourth or fifth video I'm making today. This one's on a question that came in, and we'll probably put a FAQ video series up. And this question came in. It's a fair question. The rumors being spread are actually ludicrous. But the question was really that apparently a rumor has been spread by one of our ex-coordinators from Newcastle, apparently, that we are a group infiltrated by police and we are gathering everyone's information to catch people or something, or find out who the dissenters are or something like that. Alright. Wow, I mean, that's pretty spiteful to go around and start saying stuff like that. It's completely unfounded. What that comes from is a disagreement that happened within a meeting, and this was raised in that meeting in a very angry manner. And when I tried to address it, I was told in my meeting to not speak anymore. Blah 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 blah. And I asked the person to leave, and subsequently they left our group, and obviously a few people left with them, and this rumor has suddenly been spread. Now, somebody contacted me and they were interested in getting involved in the group, but because they heard this rumor, they were pretty worried about it. And mind you, I'm going to say this: the same persons who spread this rumor were bugging the shit out of me, got no other way to say it, to go and join up with or go and get involved with Commissioner Shane Murphy and all that business that they were putting together with the fake AFP. My gut instincts told me not to get involved in it, and my gut and my logic told me not to get involved in it. So I didn't even tune in, because I didn't even want my IP address linked to those guys. I didn't want nothing linked with those guys, and I explained it to these people, these ex-team members of ours, and they got really mad, and they wanted me to go do it, and I said, I'm not going to go do it. You're welcome to go, but I'm not going. And sure enough, a few weeks later, turns out people started getting arrested off those meetings. And from what I heard, I think it was a big operation, a sting operation. So how am I going to address this? I'll tell you guys a few things. Why are we, or what faith can you have that we're not a sting operation? Rule number one of our group, it's up there in writing. Anybody that joins our group knows about this rule. Do not get involved in, do not incite, do not speak about anything unlawful. That is our rule number one. Now, if we were some kind of undercover operation or sting operation, we would be doing the opposite. We would be trying to get people to do things that we could later use against them. So as an example, we go so far with that rule, and this actually, people get pissed off whatever you do. You do this, you get somebody getting pissed at you, you do that, or you don't do that and someone else gets pissed at you. So you can't please everyone all of the time. We go so far with that rule, and the reason we have that rule is to make sure that our members don't get compromised. So when I say compromised, I mean if somebody gets arrested and charged with a crime, potentially they can flip, right? Because nobody wants to go and spend time in prison. And with these domestic terrorism laws that were updated, and if they manage to pin that on somebody, and I was talking to a guy out there who's a prominent figure in the freedom movement, told me with his own voice he's on the domestic terrorism list. Yeah, that's called compromise now. And compromise means I can't trust whether you are actually still working for the movement or now working to get out of jail. And I'm not saying this person's a bad person. I'm not saying any person who gets in that situation is a bad person. And I'm not saying they are in that situation. But the minute you get compromised, as in you can now be charged with a crime, you could be in that situation. That's why we have that rule. Okay, so I don't want to have the problem where I look at one of my team members one day and I start second guessing whether I can trust them. So we have that rule in place, so nobody gets caught up in any unlawful activity, whether it's incitement of the activity or anything else. And that includes any of these crazy COVID laws that we obviously don't believe in. All of these draconian tyrannical laws, unfounded, unfair laws, but we don't get involved in that. There's no point. Okay, and aside from that objective, which is to keep our team clear and clean of any problems, and I'm talking about even stuff like when they call a lockdown, we definitely don't tell people to go protest. That's called incitement, and they can catch you for that later on. Okay, so we don't talk about mask wearing or anything like that. Anything that they have labeled as unlawful or whatever, we don't talk about it. That simple. The other side to it is we're here to win the long-term war and not have these small skirmish battles that people are having. So for me, arguing about wearing a mask or going to a protest is just a small skirmish. It's not even worth fighting when you understand the new world order that we're up against. I'm here for the long haul. I'm here, I want to fight the real fight that's coming, and that's coming at the end. Okay, I want to be there for the end. So you pick your battles, and sometimes you lose a battle to win the war. That should give people a bit of confidence that we're not trying to lure people in. So if we were trying to lure people in, that would be the first thing we'd do. We'd get people to do things that are unlawful, that we could later then charge them with a crime if we were supposedly undercover police. The other thing I'll say is there probably are undercover police everywhere. Now I can tell you that I've been watching lots of articles, and the AFP are doing operations where they've got people infiltrating all these different social media platforms, and so for us, our group assumed infiltration would happen from the beginning, that we'll have people join our group who are not friendly. Okay, put it that way, which is why we've created these rules. We don't want to see any of our members get in trouble at all. Okay, we don't want to see anyone get a knock on their door when they don't need to. Okay, unless, and I believe it could be worth it at some time to get that knock on the door. But you look at everything risk-reward. Right now, people are doing things that are classified as unlawful, and the reward is nothing. Okay, you're not winning anything. I don't mind taking a bit of a risk if we win something, but right now we're not winning anything. So you got to look at risk-reward. So arguing with a store clerk about a mask, possibly getting into a scuffle with them or the police, it's not worth it. You're not winning anything. Or I'll tell you, protesting, for me, you're not winning anything. Okay, they're still winning where we're at now. Okay, people are being coerced and forced into vaccination. People have lost their jobs. We're not winning. So the other thing I'll probably add to that is, somebody mentioned, infiltration. So it's probably there, and that's why we've just got to be smart about it. We assume it. Our action plans are all lawful. Everything we're doing is lawful. We don't ask anybody to get involved in anything, and in fact, we boot people. If we see anything unlawful happening, we delete it, and we have a chat to people, and we say, no, we can't do that. Now, moreover, what I'll add to that is, we go through a screening process for anybody that wants to join our team, just like you would in any company. You go through a bit of a interview, okay, and in that interview, more or less, we want to find out that we're on the same page in terms of a basic understanding of what's going on, a basic understanding of some of the strategies that we need to take, It's okay if we're slightly off, okay, and we also do a bit of an ID check, and I also provide my ID, and I think it's only fair to anybody that wants to work in with us. And what I'll say on that note is, again, if we were some kind of undercover operation, why would we care about screening people? We would just get everyone in, so we can get as many of you as we can and charge you with a crime. We wouldn't screen people. We would just say, yes, you're in. Okay, we screen people to make sure, A, we can work with them, B, they're not crazy, C, that they can actually do something that they say they can do. So if they want to get into one of our roles, there's a whole bunch of things we screen for. Are we of the same values, positive culture, all of those things. So again, we wouldn't screen for that. We just go everyone in and charge people. Okay. Now the ID check thing. Again, if we were undercover operation, we wouldn't need to do an ID check. Okay. We'd have your IP address. Okay. Authorities can get your IP address from your Facebook account, just like that. So, yeah. So no. Now, the most important thing, I guess, is, like I said, our action plan is based on lawful action, both Plan A and Plan B. And we make sure, and if anyone finds anything that they feel is unlawful, we'd like that to come straight to our attention, and you show us what it is, and we'll look at it and take it out if we need to. Okay, because we don't want to have anything attached to us that's unlawful. Okay, so I don't know what else to say. That's pretty much it. So there's not a whole lot. Now, here's one other thing I'll add to this. When I catch up with people, I used to go with my my ex-partner, and I would bring kids, and I would ask whoever else if they had kids to come and bring their family and their kids. And I did that for a reason, and I was doing that as a show of faith that I'm not an undercover officer. And the reason I mention that is, if anybody knows a little bit about the law around this, children are not allowed to be used in sting operations. Minors are not allowed to be used in sting operations. Okay, so that's another thing that I've always done in the past. I used to bring my ex-partner and her kids, and we'd make it a family day. Okay, because kids can't be used in sting operations. Okay, more than that, I'm more than happy to meet anyone in person, shake my hand, look each other in the eyes. But like I said, everything we do is all lawful. I don't want anyone getting in trouble, and we go to great lengths to make sure that we keep our noses clean, and that our members do as well. Okay, even content. This is the reason, and people get mad at you no matter what you do. So this is the reason we don't have posting allowed on our Facebook page, because in the past we had people put up comments, crazy stuff that was unlawful, comments with violence in it and things like that, and we had to have a team scrolling through. We can't do that. We can't waste our time. So we basically barred all non-working team members from posting. Okay, and that's the reason we did that. So look, hopefully that answers the question. There's a whole range of things we do to make sure we're clean, and again, like I said, if there's anything you see that's unlawful, let us know, because that's not what it's about for us. It's about keeping everyone clean and keeping the group secure so that we don't get broken up. Okay, we can't be broken up. If we get broken up, it's all over, and we go rebuild from scratch. We don't want to do that. Okay, and I definitely don't want to end up in the big house, and I'm pretty sure no one else wants to as well. So for me, I want to win this long-term war that we're up against here, and that's going to take time. Okay, we have to get prepared for that now, and so, but I want to keep everyone together and not, spit the dummy, jump the gun right now, okay, by doing something silly. This is stuff we want people not to do, not to get involved in, And funnily enough, these members, some of them, the ones that left, were going to protests and stuff during lockdowns, which is unlawful according to them. Okay, so nothing that we do here will get anyone into trouble, and that's bottom line. And again, if you see something, bring it up. Okay, guys, I hope that answers the question. And like I said, it's just a shame to hear that those kind of rumors are going around out there. It's a bit of a shame. So hopefully, this answers the question. And like I said, I'm happy to meet anyone face to face. If anyone, like I said, when I give people my photo ID and they go and Google me, okay, you can see my history going way back. But yeah, okay, someone could make that up and put it all up. But there's actually people in this group who know me for years from my old life, before COVID, pre-COVID life. So maybe you can talk to them. Alright guys, take care out there. See ya.